All right, we're talking winter, so we need our campfire for the campfire conversation part. Let's light it.
So I think
That's good.
we always use that audio. We always talk about lighting up that campfire. I don't think we often address, especially for new listeners, that this section, the main meat of our episode, is titled the campfire conversation.
Yes.
Fun fact, everything had to be cabiny themed when we made this. So when we say light this fire, welcome to the campfire conversation. Today we are talking about the unconventional winter activities that you can do throughout Wisconsin, because we talk so much about like skiing and snowboarding and the really just like traditional stuff that you think of.
Tubing, ice skating. Yeah.
Yeah, like the, real hallmarky stuff. But there's so many extra, like additional fun, dare I say, Eric, your favorite word, quirky kind of winter activities that you can do in this state. So we wanted to dedicate a whole episode to all the other things that basically are not skiing or snowboarding. And I'm going to start with my personal favorite that I want to do more of, and I'll explain why, and it is curling, my friends. Because I'm a deeply Scottish person. Curling
You're
originated...
like curling royalty, right?
Did I say this fun fact already?
I think so.
Dang it. So my grandfather, or I guess great-grandfather, was one of the presidents of the Chicago Curling Club, and actually also owned the constructing and contracting company that physically built their, facility that they have now.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So I was like, so we've gone to the Chicago Curling Club, and when I was little, we used to do that. So I want to get back into curling, but a very Scottish sport, made very fun. I just saw Alex Worley was doing it in the Wausau one on an upcoming Discover Wisconsin episode. Cool. So we'll see more of it there. But
I'll be doing it actually in the Wauwatosa episode.
Okay, so we're getting a lot of curling love.
I got my my girlfriend and my not my fiance, and a couple of my godkids.
Congratulations, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Have we not talked about that?
Oh, yeah. I guess we haven't announced that. Yes. I'm engaged now, so.
Yay! Do you have a round of applause, Dave? Something?
Oh, not that one. What about this one? Nope. Sorry, Ian.
That'll be the honeymoon. All right.
Oh, that was so great. Thank you, Dave.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. Okay.
Boy. All right. So anyway, we went curling. There's a lot of great curling clubs across the state, right? Mm-hmm. Wauwatosa is definitely one of them. I curled in a league there back in 2014. It was such a fun time.
Really?
Mainly because a lot of beer was involved. But
yeah,
just
Milwaukee,
as the Scottish too. Yes.
Yeah, big time. Milwaukee, Madison, Eau Claire, Appleton, Green Bay, Wausau, Stevens Point, and even Partyville. Partyville has a significant curling club.
Really?
That's exciting.
Teddy Meyer, who's with us, he's from Partyville. He could speak to that.
He knows. We should pull Teddy in for this curling conversation.
A lot of curling organizations across the state. It is definitely, and of course, with the Olympics just kicking off here in a couple days, check out the curling. It's amazing how many people got into it when they were watching. It's the weirdest sport to watch.
Yep.
It is, because it's so it's pushing rocks on ice and sweeping in the middle of it. It's such an interesting sport, but definitely really fun.
You're trying to manipulate the rock with the sweeping.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the direction of where it's going to go on the ice.
And how far it's going to go and everything like that. It's just that sweeping creates just a little bit of water on the top of the ice, and that affects. If you love physics, it's very fascinating.
Mm-hmm. Truly. But it's kind of like the, it's like shuffleboard meets ice.
It is.
Sure.
Meets a little bit of drinking. But it's also much more of a team sport. Than a shuffleboard kind of thing.
You have the skip and the sweepers and the and
you're
the
aiming
whole 9
for
yards.
the button, which is the center of the circle.
Yep.
Which
it looks like a big Target store.
Is that sport where the phrase on the button came from?
Good question.
Yeah.
Very well could.
Maybe.
But anyway, if you get a chance, check out curling.
Yeah.
It's something you'll get into.
Yeah, you can.
Really,
if you're looking to watch the sport, you can find a bonspiel to watch.
Ah, yes.
Can you verify that term, Susan? That's kind of like a match. A curling match is a bonspiel.
Bonspiel,
I think so.
Yeah. I was looking at
if it's being pronounced correctly. I'm
I
not.
believe
Maybe
it
Eric
is.
should check that. Yeah.
We always said bonspiel, yes.
Yeah, it's I was looking at their website wi-curling.org. You can find all kinds of tournaments to go watch. I actually have a what's the word I'm looking for?
Nugget?
Nope. I actually have a variation to talk about. Have you heard of croquet curl?
Croquet
No.
curl?
So, are you familiar with the like Canadian board game Crokinole?
No.
No.
Oh man. Okay. Well, so it's like this very popular. It's like a circular board that has maybe like 6 pegs standing up around a center circle, and you have little like wooden chips that you kind of go around, and you are trying to get closest to the circle while knocking the enemy teams out of the circle.
So it's kind of like curling in that regard.
Yeah, but it's like in a circle so that you can all play it around a table and everyone can go from their own spot. Altoona has the first U.S. rink for croquet curling, which is basically a gigantic crokinole board on ice that you use curling stones or whatever with.
Those 42-pound
Yeah.
curling stones.
So they are in their second year. They say that it's the first one in the U.S. It's in Altoona's River Prairie Park. So that is something that I definitely want to go check out.
Yeah, that's in the Eau Claire area. They're so into the unusual sports there. Coob is huge in Eau Claire, and now croquet curl.
Croquet curl. Yep. Yeah.
I did not.
Check
I've
out
never heard
Crokinole.
of that.
It's
That's
a
a
good-
brand new experience for me. That's cool.
Yeah, we played crokinole at a brewery one time. That one of the videographers on staff was like, "You guys don't know this game?" We're like, "Of course not," and it was a great time.
Wow. Okay.
That is super interesting. I have a question if either of you have done this, because I'm really curious and I really want to, and it is kayaking in the ice caves in like the Apostle Islands Bayfield, because that sounds gorgeous. I know it's a really short time window that you can do it, but would that not be the coolest thing?
Oh yeah,
As long as you're staying warm and dry, yes.
Fair enough. Yeah.
get a good dry suit on. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't remember
Is it a dry suit or a wetsuit?
dry suit for kayaking.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't know there was a distinction.
Yeah. So dry suit keeps.
Oh, it's a wetsuit
moisture
if you're
out.
going to go in
Yeah,
the water at some point. It's a dry suit if you're trying to stay out and keep the water out all the time.
I believe so.
Okay. It's kind of like how Slim Chance and Fat Chance really is the same definition. I don't know what the difference
Yeah.
is. Is
Like,
there a
I
dad
think-
bod
I think-
chance? Because I'd win that one.
Yes, Eric.
I think
just for you.
wetsuits are more like neoprene, and dry suits are like kind of like raincoat material, but they just like cinch
okay.
at all of like your wrists and everything.
Interesting. All right. Because I've done kayaking on Lake Superior around the Apostles in the summer, and it's gorgeous and wonderful.
Yeah,
But boy, when it's really, really cold out, that would be a whole new experience.
that would be.
You can go in and out of caves, like on some of the islands there and everything like that. But boy, when the ice caves are going on,
Yeah.
Yeah.
particularly the ones right off of Bayfield County, and those don't happen every year. You have to have
Yeah.
a very cold, like consistent cold spell.
Yeah, it has to be a really specific time period. Kind of,
And
yeah.
the conditions have to be just right. You can't have shifting ice and all that.
Right.
And at this point, we don't know about ice caves opening this year, but it's been pretty cold up there all
Right.
winter. So
Yeah.
this it could work this year.
Yeah.
But boy, if you get a chance to kayak,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard because I don't think that winter kayaking is necessarily unconventional, but to go through those ice caves would definitely be like a get your timing just right.
Yeah.
Like what a limited opportunity.
It's not very much an activity that you can put on the calendar and plan for. It's kind of
Right.
just like, okay, the conditions are right.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Yeah. If anyone has more information about that, you let us know. I'll
Yeah.
post it on Instagram if we get more info.
sounds good.
Love it. All right. What else do we have, you guys?
Well, let's talk about going in the water. I know New Year's Day is come and gone, but there are polar plunges. We love plunging into the water in the summer.
Yep.
In the wintertime, it's more of a dare or I must have had tequila last night. What the heck was I thinking kind of deal. The
always-
polar plunges, sometimes they're for charity too.
Yeah.
it's
Special
usually-
Olympics
yeah, it's-
is closely tied to it.
Usually it's for Special Olympics.
Well, I know. In Milwaukee, they run into the water at Bradford Beach on New Year's Day every year,
Oh,
Yep.
really?
and it's always, when you're watching people run into the water and you're seeing like 4 or 5 EMTs standing there in waterproof
Just
gear,
waiting.
they're about 40 feet out,
Yeah.
just waiting to help people that have a heart attack.
Yeah.
Once they go into that water, you're standing there going, you know what? I'll stay on terra firma.
Like I'm Okay.
Have either of you ever done it?
I have gone to them.
Uh-huh.
I have not plunged
neither.
myself into
I
the lake.
have,
Oh, you have?
but in a way, it was cheating. It was like it was one of the New Year's where it was like 45 degrees outside,
Sure.
and it had been a mild December. So the water, I mean, and it's still ridiculously cold.
Ridiculous.
I was going to say frigid and ridiculously, but
like it.
I've invented a new word, ridiculously cold. And so on some of those, I mean, most New Year's it's like single digits.
Right.
We almost always have a cold snap on New Year's.
Yeah.
So if it's like 2 degrees and that water is barely hugging 32 and there's ice all over the place, man, that is just that's a taxing experience. But that's why people go in for like 15 seconds and then they're the heck back out.
Yeah.
But I also know people who've gotten some pretty severe cuts, like if they've gotten to some ice.
Oh, okay.
I mean, ice is sharp.
Mm-hmm.
You know, water's soft, but ice is not.
Yeah.
And some of them like cuts on their legs and stuff from
Like getting out or something?
well, just when they run in the water, if they
Oh,
cross
sure.
like an ice patch or something like that, they can scrape themselves pretty good. So if you're going to do a polar plunge, it's a good idea to do one of those sanctioned events like you were talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.